Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi is in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? And today, it's Messy Monday, that fast-paced weekend recap coming at you. The news fresh off that press, coming at us from NPR's Middle East section. UN Security Council meets over Israeli-Palestine violence. So sadly, the violence in Israel and Palestine continues. And yesterday, the top body of the United Nations got together to see what can be done to stop the conflict. But who are the countries that make up the UN Security Council? 15 member states in total, 5 permanent members, and 10 elected members. So who was at this meeting yesterday? Well, the 5 permanent members: China, France, Russia, the UK, the US. Then Estonia, India, Ireland, Kenya, Mexico, Niger, Norway, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Tunisia, and Vietnam. In addition to those 15 UN Security Council members, ambassadors from Palestine and Israel were there to speak their pieces. And what was the outcome, you may ask? Well, after people spoke, everyone said the violence needs to end. People talked about rights, how everybody's got rights. That's what they say. And after everyone said what they say, everyone logged off of their meeting, closed their computers, and the UN Security Council stands idle, yet again. And all of you know why I say yet again. Because let's look at this next story, and you tell me any surprises about the lack of action by the United Nations. Next up, source, the world of the Associated Press. Election watchdog says no credible proof of Myanmar fraud. And now you know. The Asian Network for Free Elections is the organization that carried out the election monitoring and built this report. And they said, "Yo, military junta, you be lying. There ain't no election fraud like you said was happening, so you ain't got no reason for your military coup." And just so you know, protests are still going on in Myanmar, and the military is still cracking down on the people, as well as launching military offensives in the form of airstrikes and bombardments into rural areas where opposition militias are located. And in all this, since February, what has the United Nations Security Council done? Well, you tell me. Or perhaps we need another example. Source, the Africa section of the BBC. Ethiopia election, fears over new delay. That's right, national elections in Ethiopia, which we've been talking about for almost a year now, are getting postponed yet again. These are, in fact, the same elections that triggered the Tigray region to have their own elections. Then the Ethiopian government decided to invade Tigray with the military. And somewhere in the middle, Eritrean soldiers were found in Tigray, even though Ethiopia said they weren't. And then they said, well, there may have been a few. And then wide reporting of indiscriminate attacks against civilians and claims of genocide came forth after the invasion was complete. Yes, we're talking about those same elections that triggered all of that. Well, they are being pushed back yet again. They were scheduled for June 5th, but now it could be July or later. Oh, and quick question to you. What did the United Nations Security Council do about everything that happened to the people of Tigray, Ethiopia? Think about it. And our following story comes from Reuters World News. Bolivian police find and destroy 3 crack cocaine megafactories. Now, these 3 megafactories that the Bolivian police found and destroyed, they were hidden in natural protected forest reserves. And they could produce up to 910 kilograms a day. A day! That's almost half a ton of crack cocaine a day. And if you do the math, because you know we like math here, times 365, that's 332,150 tons of crack cocaine a year. And that's just 3 megafactories in one country, people. Take this quote from the article to see what I mean. Begin quote. "Drug trafficking never stops. Criminals will always export and try to traffic controlled substances. And in these periods of economic crises, some people are looking for ways to survive, so they join organized crime groups. It's a real problem." End quote. Yeah, I'd say it's a real problem. And for the past year, we've been covering different countries around the world making record-size drug bust, like this one in Bolivia. And sometime soon, very soon, We're going to be doing some connecting the dots on the international drug trade and its effect on politics around the world. So keep your eyes open for that. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day, the AP Science section. Sharks use Earth's magnetic field as a GPS, scientists say. You know us, it may be Monday, but we gotta leave you with a little bit of something different. And this time, it's talking about sharks. Sharks! One of the oldest creatures on Earth. Sharks, one of the coolest creatures on Earth. Sharks, how do they travel over 12,000 miles by sea and always end up at the same place? Sharks can detect the Earth's magnetic field and use it to navigate across the planet. This is a lo-fi fun read, cool read, people. Give it a shot. You got time? It's Monday. I love sharks. When is Sharks Week? We need a Sharks Month. I need it again. I should look it up, but I'll wait for you to tell me. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci issue 5 comes out on Saturday. Get at me to be added to the email list. Do you have top 10 list ideas? Send them on in. Do you have good news to share? Share it with me. Interested in being a co-host? Interested in the Flashcast, live stream, episode takeovers? Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.